Halo Outreach Podcast to keep you up to date with everything going on in Halo. Oh shit, that's covering your face. Okay, what's up?
Wow. Wow. Welcome, everybody. What a freaking start to episode 27 of the Halo Outreach Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us, fellow Halo fans. I am your boy, Patman. And this is my co-host, my co-host here, KevinKoolx. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough from you for the episode. All right, and welcome, everybody. We have just a few topics to talk about in today's podcast, but nonetheless, it will be a juicy podcast because there's a lot of details to go over.
They're few but girthy.
Exactly, and it's all about the girth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So, we have a huge blog post that was the end of month January blog post to go over from 343 detailing a plethora, yes, using big vocabulary here, plethora of stuff to cover here. Don't listen to the naysayers out there saying it ain't nothing new. There's plenty of new stuff to get into. We'll get into that. And then we'll get into some leaks about Halo Infinite. Grappling hooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you heard me right. Grappling hooks and Halo Infinite. So
allegedly,
Scorpion people, get over here.
Yo, by the way, just want to say we just got a big host from Presslins over here. Thank you very much for bringing everybody to the podcast episode here. Thank you very much.
Sweet, preach.
Big preach.
Nasty Halo player. But
yes,
let's
true.
get right into the January development update. So, Kevin, plenty of new stuff in this update. They recapped a lot of stuff from the December update, which me and Kevin have covered extensively, as far as like the issues that 343 is aware of, that the community's reported, the top known issues, like where they are as far as addressing those issues. They went a little bit further into the CE flighting, another sneak peek at Halo 2 and Halo 3 running on PC, an update on ODST and Halo 4 on PC, as well as community requested features, things that people want to see come to MCC, where they are with that, what's like on the back burner, what's like really far out that's, you know, in the early stages still, what they're currently working on as far as features. There's a lot of that stuff. And then we even got a big update to MCC with some new features, some new playlists, and they even detailed some upcoming events for the month of February. Would you like to go ahead and give the people the deets on the on these events and stuff? So
yeah, I think we just kind of work our way down through this whole thing. This is like we mentioned at the top of this podcast. This boy be thick,
huge,
big thicks. So. We start off here. So we're talking about the different bug fixes and stuff like that. Just mostly it's just kind of like accessibility kind of things. So nothing too like impacting like gameplay wise. So we had like a playlist update with the social 1v1. That's when they removed the Magnum from Halo Reach head to head. They added in two different Slayer playlists. They got Precision Slayer and Auto Slayer for social. Basically, so you have Precision Slayer as your DMR starts, Auto Slayer your AR starts when it comes to social red on that. Goes for Reach, and also they also mentioned Halo 4 will have loadouts as well for the Auto Slayer playlist as well. They also recently rotated the CE Anniversary playlist for the rotational playlist coming in. That's going to be a continual thing for MCC. Have you had a chance to play that much there, Pat?
I did not play. I played a little bit of Precision and Auto Slayer. I have not tried Anniversary yet. Which I remember how it played. It's pretty fun. It's much better game mode for those CE Anniversary maps than actually playing Halo Reach settings on those maps.
Wow, so, toxic.
I'm pretty sure you would agree. A lot of people didn't like the CE Anniversary maps in the a lot of them got basically removed from the rotation. So I prefer those CE Anniversary settings on Halo Reach with those maps. I think it pairs a lot better. So it's just exciting to see this kind of featured playlist kind of stuff, and we'll get more into it too later as we move down this blog post. But kind of taking that Halo 5 approach, where Halo 5 had featured playlists for a while, and maybe they'll even do double XP for these eventually. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be awesome.
If they're not gonna do, if they're not gonna do more double XP weekends, which they probably will, but if you just stick it to the couple of playlists that they'll be rotating in and out, I think that's pretty cool. And then, we also even got 8-on-8. We got AR starts for Big Team Battle too, correct?
Yeah, that's for the experimental playlist that they're going to be keeping in for here as well. Let me get back over to the screen here. So yeah, like talking about AV8, we got the AV8 social updates. Reduced hill times for moving the hills will move every 90 seconds instead of 120 seconds. And score to win, it went down from 250 to 200 is now the score to win on that one. I think that's a good change.
Which is a good change.
Yeah, I think even though I do love King of the Hill,
matches lasted way too long.
Yeah, I do love BTB King of the Hill, but yeah, I will say that the hills were a little too stagnant and the games went a little bit too long. So I've played a bit of it. It's a good change. I've enjoyed it. Replace territories with 3 plot territories on Tempest. And I think with 3 plot is just like, is it kind of like domination, or is that like when you capture the hill, it stays yours, and then I can't quite remember.
3 plot is like because I want to say I played it, and it was three different capture points.
Yeah. So
yeah,
just play that.
We don't really get that much.
Yeah, it doesn't really rotate in too many times. Usually you end up just playing Slayer if you have that selected in your match composer. And as you mentioned earlier, they added in the rotational experimental AR starts category containing AR starts, big surprise, for all versions of core Halo Reach 8v8 maps. Now, I've had a chance to play this a little bit on stream, so I was kind of curious, Pat, I think you mentioned just a little bit earlier, you had a chance to play it as well, right?
I played 4v4. I refuse to play 8-on-8 AR starts. Not my cup of tea.
Just not even giving it a chance. Damn.
Nope. Not for me. Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad that the community has that option, though. I mean, that's nice.
Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I put a good amount of time into it. I'll play for like a few hours on that playlist, and it's just like the Magnum in Reach is just a very inaccurate gun that kind of works its own mystery. Like, you can shoot right on their head, and then it'll just be like, not this time, maybe next time. It kind of plays like the CE Magnum, but like it's just like it works in mysterious ways, and it does allow for better movement. But I do feel like the vehicles do become a little too powerful with it, and
especially on PC.
And especially with like how the long distances you have to interact with people. Like if you come across somebody with like a DMR or a needle rifle, especially, like you're just kind of screwed, really. Like, yeah. I don't think the Magnum starts were designed for BTB maps. They work all right for like your 4v4 social maps. But so like AR starts for those like 4v4 social, that's fine, sure. But for BTB, you kind of need that DMR. You need some range weaponry on that one. And the DMR, yeah, it's strong, but it's not like overpowered or anything. I just think it worked. I think the game just plays out a lot better with the DMR starts for sure.
Yeah, and even 343 mentioned that they basically were fans more of DMR starts for BTB. Like they gave their explanation as to why that's the way it was, which I really appreciate that they did a lot throughout this blog post, is really give us insight as to why they made certain decisions about the game. And this is also to note that this is alongside already BTB DMR starts. Like this is a different playlist entirely. This did not take place of that. So you could basically compare and contrast, how you like, and they're taking feedback based on AR starts versus DMR starts for 8-on-8. So, this isn't replacing anything. This isn't like, oh my God, that now we're stuck with AR starts. It's not like that. They're just doing this for a little bit as an experimental playlist, which they plan to do more of these kind of things in the future to really test out simple features like that getting swapped. So I think that's cool that they're doing that. But yeah, like I said, not for me. but I do appreciate them giving the players who wanted that an option.
Yeah, at least they give them a chance to be like, okay, yeah, maybe it does suck.
Maybe DMR starts is better. Yeah, basically.
And so yeah, so then also that's pretty much goes everything when it comes to like the playlist updates that recently came to the MCC. Now we also have some flighting updates for CEA. Pat, do you want to go into that one a little bit?
Yes, sure. So basically, nothing to announce at this point for CEA anniversary coming, but we do expect a flight hopefully in February. The team was a little bit behind because of some Halo Wars 2 issues. The team had got sidetracked. The flighting team had got sidetracked with dealing with some issues with that. So they had to go ahead and fix that. But they do plan on doing something similar. If you guys remember the final Reach flight where it had multiple forms of content, we had like firefight, we had a couple campaign missions, we had multiplayer. They plan on doing something similar in scope. Obviously, there's no firefight in CEA, but we're looking at campaign and multiplayer for this flight. So it might be a one and done flight. They haven't really said if they only plan on doing one flight for CEA, but that's the kind of feeling I'm getting from it. They too, even showed like it, yeah. They even showed a work in progress picture of CEA. Looks good, and they basically said all the stuff that they have ready for CEA, which was they're going into the beta soon. They said they had like 10 ring blocking bugs that were preventing them from moving forward with flights. So they have to, get those sorted out first. But they got mod support ready, terminal videos running, multiplayer deterministic model on PC. I'm guessing that means the Unreal Engine for CE armor. I'm guessing. Is that what that?
I'm not even quite sure what they mean by the word deterministic. I'm actually gonna look this up right now.
It's too much of a big word.
That's
too much. Yeah. Big words. Localization work is being done, bug fixing, of course, and flight support, obviously. So right now they're in Ring 1. If you guys don't know, starts with Ring 0, which is internally at 343. Ring 1 is like internal partners that tested out. Ring 2 is like external partners, and then Ring 3 would be the Halo Insider program. If you guys aren't signed up, sign up whenever you can. Make sure all your check marks are green on your profile there for the Insider program if you guys want to be accepted in and maybe sent out an invite. But yeah, they're only in Ring 1 right now, so they still got a little ways to go before they push it out to Ring 3, which would be to the Joe Schmoes like me and you, Kevin. So a little bit to go. I'm not that excited for CEA, though, but there is a big fan base for CE. Oh, yeah. Hopefully, it,
like the campaign. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the campaign's cool.
Yeah,
no, it's fine. I mean, in mod support.
Gem.
Yeah. And mod support's gonna be, and it's gonna be sweet, like jumping between the old and new graphics. That's like instantly, that was always a really cool feature that I appreciated. But I can't wait to see, obviously, the mod support and stuff like that comes with CEA. If somebody could push the graphics even further, which they probably will. So that's definitely really cool. But we also even got a look at Halo 2 Anniversary, a screenshot of it of like High Charity. Which looked beautiful, and even a screenshot of Halo 3, which FOV on that bad boy was insane. Look at that BR. On what is that? Is that the Covenant? Is that mission?
I do not know the name of this mission.
Yeah, that's the Covenant. Yeah. So they basically said that Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4 were a little bit. They're just basically running on PC, like bare minimum. They got it to launch. But Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 2 Anniversary all had quite a bit of stuff that was running as far as like certain features like mouse keyboard support, FOV support, aspect ratio, variable frame rate support. And they did note that everything that they're learning from Reach, from CE, A, and all that stuff, they're applying towards, other titles so that they don't make the same mistakes twice, especially with like the audio. They mentioned the big audio bug that a lot of people complain about with Reach, that they're trying to squash that and make sure it doesn't come up again in future titles. Then they even gave us an update on Forge. Kevin showed us a screenshot of Forge. Nothing to announce further at this time, of course, but we do know that the budget is getting increased for the Forge world and the Tempest versions of Forge. And that's that's basically it as far as flighting and all that stuff goes. They also this came out like after the blog post. I don't know why it wasn't mentioned in the blog post, but we'll touch base on it too about what they plan on doing with changing XP values. But they increased XP 150% across the board. At least, I think they said at least 150% across the board for XP values in MCC. So that's pretty friggin' cool. But we'll get more onto what they want to change later.
Have you noticed like how the XP is distributed? Because I've kind of noticed a few things about like how the XP is kind of earned. Because I said they bumped the performance from 8,000 to 12,000.
Did they make that adjustment as well? Yeah. I know they said they wanted to. Though I haven't noticed.
It seems kind of tricky to hit that 12,000 performance. Like before, hitting like that 8,000 XP performance was pretty easy. It's like as long as you have like a decent game, you got 8K performance. But then I played on, what was it, Saturday? No, Friday night I played. You know, when the update went live, and I was getting more like kind of like I had a game where I went like 24 in a Team Slayer match, and I got like 10,500 from performance. So maybe you just have to go like freaking off or something to get that.
Literally carry.
Yeah, get like 30 kills to get that 12K performance. But your XP boost has been added in, which has been super nice. Because I would say that it's a little too grindy to get through the progression system there. Actually,
go ahead.
We're still talking about the progression because I want to hop back over the Forge.
Yeah, that's what I was about. Okay, yeah, I wanted to just finish the progression off basically. So for Halo 3, they adjusted the XP values as well and firefight medals to better align with the match length, which makes sense that you should get more XP for longer matches. They, like you said, performance, teamwork, XP caps, and XP awarded for teamwork medals would be bumped. And they're also looking for ways to, with also challenges are still coming, people. They said in the medium term, challenges are coming for also campaign as well. They don't clarify if it's offline campaign or if you have to be connected to the internet. But campaign games and custom games, in addition to match-made games, they said you'll be able to earn XP rewards, which is good because a lot of people have wanted that.
Well, through challenges, you'll be able to get the XP rewards.
Yeah, through the challenge system. Yep. And then through offering unlocks, like choosing what you want to unlock, they said for each page of unlocks that they're working on a way to go ahead and let you choose as per each page what you want to unlock first, so you can kind of jump around a little bit. That they said the full store, like all 100 tiers, is kind of out of the question for now. That they don't plan, that's kind of a big thing to undertake. If like you wanted to unlock Haunted right off the bat, the first thing you want to unlock, but they, at least that's something, at least within that page. So if you get to tier 90, you could go ahead and unlock Haunted from there instead of having to go all the way to 100 right? Is it every 10 levels is a page?
Every page you'll be able to kind of unlock what you want, but I think you still have to go through all 10 levels to get to the next page.
Yeah, I would assume, you can't just go from 1 to 10 and then, all right, next page. So that's, that's cool. I thought that was pretty cool that they talked about that. And then one more thing I want to mention before we go back to Forge, with that CEA flight, they're also planning on doing a Reach flight that is pushed out with that, testing some new features like crouch move behavior, so being able to move and crouch at the same time instead of how it is right now in Reach, remapping text chat, and the ability to toggle push to talk with a remappable key will be featured in a future flight that should be along with CEA. But let's go back to Forge. Would you want to talk about?
That was just a quick little thing I also want to mention, kind of like how very similar how Forge on PC for Halo 5, you can play those maps on console. They can also do that's what they're kind of looking to do here as well. So basically, all your user-generated content in Forge, like game modes and maps, it's all cross-platform. So you can make it on PC, you can play it on console, you can make it on console, you can play it on PC. And so it's like another great way to kind of help share things. I just hope they kind of implement some way to find this content better than what it is right now. If they like make like if they get able to make like some additional section on the website, like you could like how they have for Halo 5 to find content, which is super easy and really convenient. If they could do the same for MCC, that would be huge. Maybe that could be the reason why like Forge is getting held up for so long, because I had to make this infrastructural changes when it comes to Halo Waypoint as well as MCC. We try to get these two systems to talk to each other, or even if you bring in Halo Waypoint, then 3 systems to talk to each other. And so super important to get that down. But yeah, that'd be great to kind of help get more people playing custom games. They did mention
custom browsers again. They name dropped that in this update. That's still in the down the pipeline. It's still coming. They haven't forgot about it.
You sure about that?
But yeah, so I know a lot of people have asked about that as well. I get a lot of questions about split screen on my videos too. Split screen support for PC. Where's that at? And I actually reached out to post today.
I wouldn't expect that to happen anytime.
Yeah, he's like, didn't we cover that in the December update? I said, no, I didn't see split screen mentioned at all in the December update. He's like, all right, well, I have to get with the team and get back to you. So hopefully I hear back. Just want an official statement. Like, hey, if it's way down, just let people know, because I get that question a lot, and I can't give them a solid answer. So that would be nice.
I would say, though, that having split screen on PC is a super rare thing to see. Like if it's on a game, people are like, wow, split screen on PC. Most, like I would say, like at least like 90% of the games on PC do not feature split screen. So I wouldn't imagine that happening. But yeah, it would be nice. I could like if you have like a Steam Link or something like that, right? You can like hook it up and then split screen that way on your TV. But majority of people who play on PC are mainly like on their desk playing their game, not really, and they're like, just leave me alone. But yeah, so I think they kind of covered a lot of like the updates and information. I mean, they also talked about like map vetoing and how people were talking about bringing that back, and they're like, well, how about no?
Yeah, basically.
And currently, I don't really miss map voting.
I kind of do, but it does really slow it down, and that's the main thing. They're trying to get people into matches quickly. That was one of the main feedback things that they said, that they took a survey, and that's what players wanted, was to find matches quickly, get into matches quickly, and that would really slow it down, and then that would snowball and cause a bunch of other things, like people quitting out if they didn't get the map they wanted.
That happens quite often.
Things like that. So,
yeah, that happens a lot.
I mean, either way, I mean, if I've played Tempest for the 10th straight game just because there is no map voting, then that's kind of frustrating too. But they did say, they alluded to maybe adding more options to the match composer to basically allow more customization of what you want to play. So we'll see in the future what that entitles. You want to get into the featured the events basically that are happening during February. I thought this was pretty cool stuff.
This is good stuff. This is exactly what I think MCC needed, or some kind of reasons for you to hop on for a specific time. And like we mentioned, the rotational playlists with the CE anniversary currently playing right now. Actually, if I scroll up, we can probably go over the rest of those for the rest of the month as well, if I can find it. This thing is so big.
Anniversary featured will be from the 29th
I see it now.
February 5th. Shoddy Snipers is coming in from the 19th to the 26th, which you spawn with a shoddy and a sniper, in case you guys didn't know. Yeah. Power Slayer, which I've never played. It sounds interesting. February 26th through March 4th. This will be for Halo Reach, while Shoddy Snipes will be for all the Halo games. Power Slayer will be for Halo Reach Social 4v4 and 8-player FFA, which grants players temporary power-ups for kills. So different power-up traits are applied for different types of kills, like headshots, assassinations, etc. So that's pretty cool. Then they mentioned, of course, the AR Star Experimental category for BTB, and that started on the 29th, and the end date is TBD, to be determined, because they want to gather as much info as they can. But Kevin is going to go ahead and lead us through some of the cool featured events where we can earn some brand new nameplates to MCC with some really cool ones. So
some brand spanking new nameplates.
Brand spanking new content.
And also just keep in mind that if you do what's necessary to get these nameplates, they will not unlock immediately. They get you get them a little bit afterwards. Just because they have to basically find the list of people who did what the task that needed to be done, and then they grant that like manually. It's not like an automatic system. But throughout the entire month of February, which we all know is Black History Month, if you hop on and you just play a game at all, or I think if you just load into the game,
just launch it. Yeah, you just launch the main menu, and you should get credit for it.
You get the Black History Month nameplate right there, looking quite colorful and fantastic in that way. We have a new event coming on the 5th of February, 5th through the 18th, which is kind of confusing. No, what's it? Something I read later on. Okay, maybe I'm just misreading things. Whatever. So
no, see, he had messed it up at first.
Yeah.
Postums, it originally said the 12th through the 18th, which I noted in my video. I'm like, I'll reach out to Postums, and I reached out to him. And he said, "Good catch. I'll fix it."
Yeah, okay. So, that's I guess because I'm reading it now and it looks correct. So maybe it's just he just updated
it's correct now.
Yeah.
It originally said the 12th through the 18th, but while also saying the 5th through the 18th, but it is indeed the 5th.
So the winter contingency event from February 5th to the 18th, the players can earn these 2 nameplates between February 5th and the 18th by completing matches within the winter contingency featured category. These nameplates will be granted once per week. They will not unlock immediately. As you can see, we got like a focus rifle thing and a pretty sweet like ice covered skull thing. Pretty badass right there. And
it's like some Gears 5 promotional
kind of right
stuff,
from the last social stream I watched, they said they weren't 100% sure what's going to be in this winter contingency event. I'm kind of
that's good. That's good to know.
Well, I'm sure they're kind of working.
We don't know what it's going to be, but it's.
I have a feeling
it's going to be something.
I have a feeling it might be like a featured campaign playlist or something like that. Because obviously, winter contingency being the first mission in Halo Reach, or not like first mission, but like the first playable mission, I should say.
Right.
And so it'd be cool to kind of get a cool, nice campaign playlist because we haven't had that since the flooded event that we had back in MCC like last year. So get more reason to jump in to play that campaign, obviously. Good stuff. We have the Valentine's event as well, going from February 12th through the 18th. The players can earn the put a ring on it. Already did that last year.
You should have put a ring on it.
And the nameplate during Valentine's week.
Married.
Well, you're married. I'm engaged. But I will be married.
I was trying to. Supposed to play along with that.
Actually, my fiance's like told me like yesterday was like, "Oh, by the way, our wedding's in 105 days." I'm like, not like she's counting down the days or anything.
Noted. Yeah. Noted.
But
and Kevin replies with, "And there's this many days till Halo Infinite's launch."
You have your priorities, I have mine.
Exactly,
But yeah, so during the Valentine's week, by completing 10 matches in any 2v2 playlist, ranked or social, or in firefight doubles, which will go live on the 12th, this nameplate will be granted once per week and not unlocked immediately. A lovely nameplate, you could say.
I love this nameplate. I think it looks cool, especially with like the Halo ring around the heart. Very cool.
I didn't even really notice that. Really. God, I'm a very aware person.
Yeah.
So we got those are the events that are coming around for you guys for MCC greatness. So definitely want to hop on and play that. I'm looking forward to Winter Contingency, see how that actually plays out. Is there anything else you want to cover on? Like they do like your community reported issues they have on there, but it's kind of the same stuff we touched on before.
Yeah, same stuff we touched on before, really. Some of the things have changed as far as where they are as far as fixing stuff. They did say that the next blog should have some in-depth details about what they're really looking to fix. Then maybe there's a big patch coming that could be coming in February to address a lot of this stuff. Also that the next blog should also talk a lot more about CEA flighting. So those who are waiting to hear news about that, the next big blog should be covering a lot of that, should be focused on CEA flighting. So keep it locked to your boys here on Hop and on our respective channels. Yeah, we will be covering. we cover the news basically as soon as it comes out, whenever we can, by the next morning, as far as Halo news. And then if you miss throughout the week our videos, then we cover it all on Hop for you guys. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that. There are a list of things basically in active development right now, like message of the day on PC, server ping list on PC, UI improvements, push to talk, text chat, stability improvements, same stuff that we've talked about, progression system stuff, InDesign stuff, double keybinds, additional mod support, zoom improvements, which is definitely needed, additional video settings, which would be really cool to maybe have more control over like shadows and those kind of qualities, things like that, instead of just a preset setting like it is right now on MCC on PC. In-game FPS cap and adjustments, which should help with the stuttering that some people are basically experiencing still. And even way back on the backlog, they say, like crossplay between Xbox and PC, which we could kiss goodbye if they end up having to adjust aim assist, which they did address for all you people complaining about aim assist on PC with the controller. They are aware that is a high priority for them, they said, and they're looking for ways to fix that. But if they do tamper with that, you could basically kiss crossplay between Xbox and PC goodbye, which would be a damn shame if you ask me. So
well, they did mention on the blog as well about it's in the backlog of changes that they know people want is input based matchmaking, which I think is the best way to go about fixing that issue, really. Then get other PC players to match against other PC players, console players against console players, prioritize that. Then, of course, obviously, if it doesn't meet like certain thresholds of matchmaking, then you mix the two together. Kind of basically the same thing they do like on Call of Duty. Like I've noticed in Call of Duty with their crossplay that they still do like prioritization on their matchmaking, even with crossplay on. Because even like I play on the Xbox for that game, and I'll still, even with crossplay, I still just get console players, mainly like PS4 and Xbox players. But then if it's kind of late at night and there's not a lot of people playing a certain playlist, then I'll get like PC players showing up in there. But yeah, they we do have information on what content exactly is going to be in the next in the CEA campaign, CEA and Reach flighting right here. If you want to check it out here. Oh wait, I lost my spot. God damn it. Okay, here we go. For the campaign missions, we actually have 4 campaign missions with the Truth and Reconciliation, the Silent Cartographer, Assault on the Control Room, and 343 Guilty Spark are going to be playable missions for flights that are coming up here. And then for the multiplayer for CEA Anniversary, we have Blood Gulch 8v8. We have Chill Out, 2v2 and 4v4, Damnation, 2v2 and 4v4. You said CEA multiplayer, but like Damnation.
Yeah,
like,
to be clear, there is no CEA multiplayer.
Yeah, that's Halo Reach. And I think he means more just CE multiplayer. Right. Because you're using these older names like Blood Gulch, Chill Out, Damnation, Hang 'em High, 2v2, 4v4, and 8v8, Prisoner, 2v2, 4 and 4v4, and Sidewinder, 8v8. I'm mainly looking forward to be able to play these BTB maps in CE because that's just I always, back in the day when I would play with my friends, we'd just always play like the BTB maps and just play like Capture the Flag just over and over and over again. And so super excited to get a chance to kind of get like a specified version to play. And of course, like I said, we also got the Halo Reach stuff coming in with the test out the new crouch abilities and stuff like that. And they also go in here in a little more detail on like exactly what the XP breakdown is, but basically you're getting more XP for playing the game. I did actually play some Firefight as well with the new XP boosts, and I think we played a game that went about 15 minutes long, and I think grand total I got like 20,000 XP for the thing, or like 25,000 XP, which is like, I'm like, for 15 minutes, I'm like, that's pretty good. Yeah, I might be a Firefight player now.
Oh god.
But yeah, so anything else you want to kind of cover on these MCC updates? I mean, we kind of like skimmed through a bunch of it, but I think we got the gist of everything. Yeah, they got you the meat, you got the potatoes. Now you just gotta sit it out and just wait for it to actually happen.
Just wait. Yeah.
And so I guess it kind of brings us to our next topic here. Halo Infinite Grapple Hook. Can you believe it?
What?
Oh, what?
What?
So yeah, there was a leaked image of a like super early, I don't even want to call it like test gameplay, if you even want to call it that. I actually do have a video here from GameSpot. I can just play it for you guys. Basically, it breaks it all down within a minute and tells you basically everything you need to know about it. So I figured I'd just let this play, and then we can discuss afterwards. So hit play now. Never mind. I had to replay again.
Halo Infinite is launching in 2020, but we don't really know much about Master Chief's next mission. However, Halo fans are currently speculating that Chief may get a grappling hook on his next outing. The rumors started when this screenshot leaked on December 9th, 2019. It's hard to make out given that it's low res, but that bit of the UI does indeed say Grapple Hook. Infinite developer 343 then released a recruitment video, which featured gameplay with a UI identical to that of the leaked screenshot, lending it credibility. Now, this is not confirmation of a grappling hook in the game, but 343 didn't outright deny the possibility. Halo boss Frank O'Connor addressed all of this on Twitter, saying the footage, quote, doesn't show anything meaningful. We'll see, I guess. Halo Infinite is also speculated to feature an open world, so putting a grappling hook in Master Chief's hands would be good for navigation, if that is the case. To keep up with Infinite's development, stay tuned to GameSpot. I'm Tony, and this has been a GameSpot news update to last.
There we go. So that basically, yeah, just promoting the GameSpot and all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff there. So, Pete, you are looking a little skeptical on this entire thing.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
And so, I wanted to hear your opinion on what a grappling hook could play out as.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay. CNN must be covering this game because that is fake news. I agree with GameSpot as far as saying Halo Infinite could have an open world campaign. I've made several videos explaining why I think that, but I think this stuff is not from Infinite. Looks like, we talked about this a little bit before the podcast. You mentioned it being Halo 5 sniper rifle. Looks like that design, which I agree. And then they use that piece from the We Are 343 Industries video to basically say, hey, look, it's the same UI. And that UI is literally like the breakout UI from Halo 5.
Yeah, it really is.
How many players are left and things like that. So I think that's just Halo 5 footage, which they showed a lot of Halo 5 footage, like development from then. In that video, they did show some Infinite stuff, like artists designing the pilot that we got in the Discover Hope trailer. But no, I do not think that is a Halo Infinite leaked screenshot.
Yeah, the guy says I think he said exact same UI as like clip. I'm trying to find
like the bar at the top is the same in the both screenshots.
Yeah,
like that bar.
And
that's
plus,
really about it.
And plus, like stuff like that, you really think like 343 is gonna be like that lax and just being like, especially when you're in the gameplay testing room to make sure nobody's playing Halo Infinite while we're recording this,
Right.
And,
which they could intentionally put something in there to get fans speculating and talking about it, but I don't think that it's not it, Chief. That is not it. So we'll keep looking. Might have to watch that video a couple more times. There might be some subliminal stuff in there. You know how the Discover Hope trailer, we didn't get we got that Cortana audio, that missing audio months later. So maybe there's something in there that fans haven't found yet. We need to get our magnifying glasses out, Kevin, and do some deep digging. But yeah, I don't think this is really anything to really talk about much.
Plus, also they could mean they could be. It looks pretty to me. It looks actually pretty legit, but but the thing is that they're obviously they're testing out a lot of things here to see if this works. Maybe this does. Maybe this works for the game or not. You know, like we mentioned before the podcast that like Halo 2 had sprints back, you know, when they were testing it out, and they're like, oh yeah, this mechanic, the way we set it up, doesn't really work too well for the game, so we're just gonna toss it out. Very similar thing could probably happen with this grappling hook. They're like, hey, we've seen grappling hooks work in other games; those are pretty fun, right? And if you're talking about getting that open world kind of idea, which I certainly got that feel from the original trailer, then like a grappling hook could work when it comes to like traversing different areas of the map and stuff like that.
Do you think this is from Infinite, or you think it's from Halo 5?
Well, I think they start with Halo 5, like just so you can have like a sniper rifle. They probably just copy and pasted the model over.
And the UI.
I mean, if this looks like this, if you call this Halo 5 UI, you know, it's definitely very rudimentary, very basic, just strictly functional kind of stuff. And I wouldn't put too much weight into this. I wouldn't be telling your friends like, dude, there's gonna be a grappling hook in Infinite. I swear, guy, if you said that, you'd be legit fake news.
Right. The original screenshot looks different than Halo 5's UI, but basically the UI that they used to compare it to from the 343 recruitment video, that's the UI that is straight Halo 5. That is from Breakout. So who knows? You know, that could all be placeholder stuff.
He's using, and I think I saw him boost. Did he boost in that as well? And like they was using like the Halo 5 assault rifle. Yeah,
it was the Halo 5 AR.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think you see a thrust, and I don't know, with a different. I mean, we have a different engine for Infinite, so the fact that they're even using like assets from Halo 5 just makes me automatically think that that's not Halo Infinite that they're showing. So who knows? You know, very clever GameSpot. Their video was 1 minute and 17 seconds long, by the way. Very clever.
I didn't notice that. And actually another thing too, like because a lot of people were breaking down that We Are 343 video, because obviously like they're like, maybe there's an Easter egg we didn't see because we were just that thirsty for Halo Infinite news. And there was like one shot where they show Wes Clutch. He was like the head of like the pro team at 343, showed him like playing a game, right? And in the background, it's out of focus, and you see like you see like what looks like a Spartan starting the sprint, but then someone showed like a clearer version of like they basically recreated it, but looked exactly like the Halo 5 battle rifle. It looked like the Battle of Noctis, right? That Warzone map that's kind of that circular road around the whole thing. I think it's Noctis, right? But yeah. And so basically, because I'm like, you got like guys, they're in the gameplay test room. You think they're gonna just like accidentally leak Halo Infinite footage when they're like recording screens with people playing the game?
Right.
Debatable, but
not happening.
As long as there's no grappling hook in multiplayer, I'm fine. To be honest,
yeah.
If you keep that, in campaign, then yeah, sure, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, you gotta traverse that open world. I mean, I don't get why Chief would need a grappling hook, but okay, sure. If it's cool.
And maybe it's like an equipment thing that you can have, like you could with like bubble shields and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Mjolnir mod.
Yeah, exactly.
Mjolnir mods.
Exactly. Like, and so again, it's just like a little thing, but like they're testing it out. They're playing around with it. See what happens. Nothing to really. So what was it? One article I saw said Halo Infinite will have a grappling hook according to new leak.
Definitive.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not definitive. Even it makes it sound so definitive, like it's going to have a grappling hook in the game. Like, no, they're just like testing stuff out. And so I don't want to put too much weight into that. Actually, another thing I thought was kind of interesting too about Halo Infinite development, Jen Taylor tweeted out thing. I think I have it linked on the chat in the group text here. Yeah, I have a picture. She just tweeted out. She just tweeted out feet. But there's something interesting about these feet. Not like I'm into it or anything, but is Jen Taylor tweeted out, "What a great cast! Love these guys." And you can see they're all kind of wearing the same suit, but they got these little keyframe balls or whatever you want to call them on these suits. Obviously, motion capture suits happening. Jen Taylor in the mocap suit doing her thing. So it seems like they might have their campaign kind of locked down exactly what they want to accomplish, and now they just need to actually just execute. And I think this is what's starting to happen now. That's kind of where we are right now in the development.
Steve Downs recording his lines for Chief, which are infinite line. I mean, one was from Discover Hope. The other one we're assuming is another infinite line. So, it seems to be all coming together. So,
I wonder if they're going to use like the
trailer already.
I wonder if I don't know if you ever looked into like The Last of Us, but they use a technique of doing like live mocap, where basically they record the audio, they record the faces and the mocap all at the same time. Basically, like how you would film a movie, basically.
Right.
And, it's to capture the same feels and emotions and like the proper reactions that these characters are having with each other. So it seems like they might be doing that, actually. Because if there's no need for Jen Taylor to actually dress up in a mocap suit unless they're doing that technique of motion capture,
right?
And so,
which is cool. I mean, that leads for pretty sure Halo 4 was the first Halo to have both of them in the same room, Jen Taylor and Steve Downs recording their lines. So it was much more emotional. I'm pretty sure they used to just record separately in the Bungie games. You could tell like the emotional impact in the scenes in Halo 4. Something that was sorely missing in Halo 5, any kind of emotional impact. So, I'm looking forward to that. Last of Us has done a great job. Very emotional game.
The acting was so well done in that game. Yeah, and you could tell it's because they captured their scenes that way.
They captured those moments. All at once like that. I mean, it boggles my mind that that is still done, where developers will kind of piece it all together. It just seems artificial to me, not as genuine. I'm hoping that's the case. So that would be really cool.
Because basically, that all it leads the developers to do is just put a Halo skin over what's recorded right in front of you, which I think
it's just that easy.
It's easy. It's easy. Like, why doesn't everybody do this? So cool stuff happening around with Infinite. You definitely tell they're kind of starting to get into that whole crunch period of the development, and just can't wait for that game, man. E3 2020. It's gonna
be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Tremendous.
For like our seventh Trump reference this podcast.
Right.
So
let's not give him any more attention. In case he's listening.
Actually, funny thing is, did you see his tweet where he talked about he said after the Super Bowl, saying like, congratulations to the Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl, representing the great state of Kansas.
Even played Kansas,
and then not realizing that the Chiefs actually played in Missouri. It's a common misconception. It's understandable.
I mean, you would think Kansas City would be in Kansas.
That would make sense. Missouri. That would make sense, yes. But this is American geography. And then he deleted it and then reposted the same thing saying with the great state of Missouri. And everyone's like retweet, like everyone just screenshot it, put it back, like, no, the damage is done.
It's too late. It's too late. Once you post anything, it's done.
Oh, that was just funny. This goes like, if you're not like super into football, you could easily make that confusion over that. So I thought it was funny.
A lot of people don't know that Buffalo's in New York. Like, you would think the New York Jets and New York Giants play in the state of New York, but they actually play in New Jersey. So our NFL geography is all sorts of messed up. So.
Close enough.
Close enough. Across the bridge, you're in New York.
So I guess it kind of covers everything I want to talk about in the podcast today.
Not many topics, but still a bunch of details, guys. So it's been real good podcast. Kevin, where can people find you if they are looking to follow you on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch? Where can people find you?
This guy?
Oh, right there. Yeah, that guy.
Well, links in the description down below on YouTube and on Podbean as well for all of our links here, guys. But you got my YouTube, KevinKoolx. You got my Twitter, as you can see on screen, or in the link description down below at KevinKoolx Halo. Instagram, KevinKoolx. I got a Discord as well, which is going to be linked. I got a Facebook page as well, which I, after all these years, don't know how to use properly, at least. And is there anything else I missed to shout out? Yeah, just check out the description, guys. What about you, Pete?
Everything will be down there. Well, thank you for asking. Basically, just go to thepatmangaming.com. I'm just going to say that. All my social media links are there. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Twitch. You can watch my live streams right from the website. My Discord is right there on the website as well. So you guys want to find me of any which way, just go to thepatmangaming.com and you'll find me. Twitter, same thing, is right there underneath me. And Kevin lovingly puts all of our links down in the description below. So go ahead, click them up, follow, hit the follows. It's free, I swear. And you guys in return will stay up to date on all the latest happenings in the world of Halo.
And your Instagram will instantly gain 10 likes per post.
Sure.
Making that call out right now. I'm doing it.
Do it. Do it. It's been real good podcast.
Yeah, and so if you guys also like watching the podcast but hate using your phone battery, great thing to check out is us on Podbean and Spotify. Links again are in the description down below if you just want to just listen on the go, like our buddy Pat Rapscallion over here.
Pat Rap.
So Rapscallion, he likes to listen on his car rides in. He puts it on Spotify, puts on the Bluetooth in the car, and they get able to listen just fine without wasting your phone battery.
Yeah,
that's really good.
5% battery probably.
There's Rap in the chat.
Raps. Speaking of raps.
But yeah, and so make sure you check us out there, guys, as well. Still meaning to do iTunes. It's like when it gets to the point where it says like type in your credit card information, and I'm like, where's my credit card? I'll just do this later.
Right. Yeah, fuck that.
But yeah,
sorry, Apple users, but Spotify's good enough for now.
So yeah, but yeah, that's everything for the podcast, guys. Thank you very much for listening in and watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.
What do I do with my hands?